In 2026, the American dream is moving across the Pacific. With the US cost of living reaching a 10-year high and the remote work revolution becoming the global standard, a record number of Americans are looking for an exit strategy. But the question isn't just where to go, it's who will let you in. Tonight, we are deep diving into the 8 Asian nations that have officially opened their doors to Americans in 2026. From zero tax havens to residency programs you can buy with a single paycheck. This is the definitive guide to your Plan B in the East. And the number one spot on our list? It just launched a program so easy, it's being called the golden ticket of the decade. 8. Thailand. We start with the undisputed heavyweight of the region, Thailand. For decades it was a land of visa runs and 30-day stamps. But as we enter 2026, the Thai government has fundamentally shifted its philosophy, moving away from short-term backpackers and toward what they call high-potential foreigners. For the high earner or the corporate executive, Thailand's long-term resident LTR visa is the ultimate status symbol. It offers a 10-year residency with one of the most aggressive tax incentives in the world, a flat 17% personal income tax rate for highly skilled professionals. But the LTR isn't for everyone. It requires an annual income of at least $80,000 for the past 2 years. In 2026, the criteria have been refined. If you have a master's degree or intellectual property, that requirement drops to $40,000. It's a program designed to pull the smartest minds out of Silicon Valley and London and plant them in the heart of Southeast Asia. But the real exit strategy for the average American in 2026 is the Destination Thailand Visa, or the DTV. Launched as a response to the post-pandemic nomad boom, the DTV has become the most popular soft landing in the world. For a government fee of just 10,000 baht, roughly 300, you get a 5-year multiple entry visa. The paperwork, shockingly simple compared to the LTR. You just need to show a bank balance of 500,000 baht, about $14,000, and proof of remote employment or a soft power activity like Muay Thai training or a cooking course. It allows you to stay for 180 days at a time, extendable for another 180 before a simple reset trip to a neighboring country. Whether you're a high-stakes investor seeking that 17% tax haven or a freelancer looking for a 5-year home base in the land of smiles, Thailand in 2026 has removed the friction. It's no longer just a place to visit, it is a place to belong. Number 7. Malaysia. While the mainland of Peninsular Malaysia spent the last few years tightening its borders, a sovereign loophole was being quietly perfected in the east. To understand the 2026 residency landscape, you have to understand the divide between West and East Malaysia. While the federal MM2H program in Kuala Lumpur now demands massive fixed deposits, often reaching $150,000 to $1 million, the state of Sarawak has exercised its immigration autonomy to create a pensioner's paradise that is much more accessible. This is the Sarawak MM2H, SMM2H. In 2026, it has become the preferred choice for Americans who want the luxury of Malaysia without the golden visa price tag. Unlike the mainland, Sarawak does not force you to buy a multi-million ringgit home. It simply asks for proof of stability. For Americans aged 30 and above, the entry barrier is surprisingly low. You can qualify by placing a fixed deposit of roughly $32,000 to $65,000 in a local bank, funds that remain yours. Or if you are a retiree, you simply show a government-approved pension of about $2,200 a month. In 2026, this is one of the last remaining wealth-based residencies in Asia that doesn't require you to be a multi-millionaire. But here is the deep angle for 2026. Although you are technically a resident of Sarawak, you are granted a 10-year multiple-entry visa that allows you to travel freely across the entire country. You get the world-class healthcare of Malaysia and a cost of living that is roughly 70% lower than Los Angeles or New York. For many Americans, this isn't just a move. It's an immediate 3x increase in their purchasing power. Sarawak offers something the modern West is losing: a high luxury life at a middle-class price, backed by a community that still values its guest-host relationship. It is the gateway to a life where your retirement fund doesn't just last, it thrives. Number 6. South Korea. South Korea is no longer just a destination for K-pop fans and street food vloggers. As we enter 2026, it has positioned itself as the premier workation hub for the American professional. Their F1D Digital Nomad Visa is a surgical strike at the global talent market, specifically designed for those who want to live in the most hyper-connected society on Earth while remaining on a Western payroll. But the land of the morning calm doesn't let just anyone in. To qualify for this 2026 residency, you must prove you are part of the global economic elite. The income threshold is tied to the Korean gross national income, which in 2026 means you need to show an annual salary of roughly $66,000. For that price, you get an initial 1-year stay, extendable for another year. That's 24 months of living in a country where the average internet speed is 200 Mbps and the public transit makes New York's subway look like a relic of the past. This is light immigration. Once you arrive, you are issued an Alien Registration Card, ARC. In 2026, this card is your all-access pass. It allows you to open local bank accounts, sign long-term leases on futuristic office tells, and access the world-class Korean healthcare system. It's a test run for a permanent Asian lifestyle without the typical immigrant struggle. South Korea has even launched dedicated workation zones in places like Busan and Jeju Island, where the government provides subsidized co-working spaces for F1D holders. They are betting that once an American experiences the safety, the efficiency, and the pali-pali, hurry-hurry culture of Korea, they'll never want to look back. For the American remote worker in 2026, South Korea isn't just a place to stay, it's a massive upgrade to your daily reality. Number 5. Vietnam. Vietnam is the outlier on our list. Unlike Thailand or Malaysia, as of early 2026, it still lacks a formal digital nomad visa. But for the strategic American, this isn't an obstacle. It's an opportunity. While the world waits for a residency permit to be handed to them, savvy nomads are using the DT class investor visas to build a permanent, legal foothold in Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economy. To understand the Vietnam hack, you have to look at the DT4. This is the entry-level investor visa. In 2026, by registering a small service-based consultancy or a Shell representative office with an investment of just $10,000 to $15,000, Americans are securing a 12-month renewable residency. It's a low-cost entry fee for the Vietnam dream. But the real deep angle is the DT3 visa. For those willing to commit roughly $120,000 to $150,000, the price of a modest condo in many U.S. states, the rewards are significant. In 2026, a DT3 provides a 3-year temporary residence card, TRC. This isn't just a visa stamp, it's a legal identity. It allows you to buy property, open high-limit bank accounts, and even sponsor your spouse and children for their own residency. Vietnam offers the highest growth potential in the region. By 2026, it has become a global manufacturing hub, and the government is aggressively courting expertise. If your business provides high-value services like tech consulting, digital marketing, or education, the process is even smoother. You aren't just an expat here, you are a foreign direct investor. And the financial incentive? Under the 2026 tax codes, if you structure your business correctly and remain a tax non-resident, your foreign-sourced income from the US can remain virtually untouched by local authorities. Vietnam is no longer just a place for cheap street food and beautiful views. It's a playground for the new wealth of 2026. A place where your $15,000 investment can buy you a lifestyle that would cost $150,000 in San Francisco. Number 4. Taiwan. For the intellectual elite, the exit strategy isn't just about white sand beaches. It's about infrastructure, safety, and a seat at the table of the future. This is the Taiwan Employment Gold Card. In 2026, this isn't just a visa, it's a 4-in-1 super permit that combines a resident visa, a re-entry permit, an alien resident certificate, ARC, and most importantly, an open work permit. Taiwan has positioned itself as the Silicon Valley of Asia, and the entry requirements reflect that ambition. To qualify under the economic category in 2026, you must prove you are a high-value asset. This usually means showing a monthly salary of at least NTD 160,000, roughly $5,000 to $5,700 USD. But this isn't just a hurdle. It's a filter for a society that values expertise in fields like science, technology, finance, and law. Unlike other Asian residencies that tie you to a single company, the Gold Card gives you total autonomy. You can work for a local tech giant, run your own US-based consultancy, or even take a year off to study Mandarin, all without losing your legal status. But the deep angle for 2026 is the massive fiscal incentive. To attract the world's top talent, Taiwan offers a 50% tax exemption on any salary income exceeding 3 million NTD, about $95,000, for your first 5 years. For an American high earner, this can translate into tens of thousands of dollars in savings every year. Beyond the numbers, Taiwan offers a quality of life that is becoming rare in the West. It is consistently ranked as one of the safest countries in the world, with a healthcare system, the National Health Insurance, NHI, that provides world-class medical care for a fraction of US premiums. In 2026, the Gold Card is more than just residency. It is a bridge to a society where the trains run on time, the streets are safe at midnight, and your expertise is treated as a national treasure. Number 3. United Arab Emirates. Technically sitting at the crossroads of 3 continents, the United Arab Emirates has transformed itself from a desert outpost into the world's most advanced tax sanctuary. As we move through 2026, the UAE is no longer just a playground for the ultra-wealthy. It has become the global headquarters for the American elite freelancer and the high-tech remote worker. For the American remote worker looking to test the waters, the virtual work visa, often called the remote work visa, is the 2026 entry point of choice. For an application fee of roughly $300 to $500 and proof of a monthly salary of $3,500, you can live in Dubai for 1 year with a total exemption from local income tax. It is the world's largest tax-free office, offering a quality of life that, on a $42,000 a year salary, feels like royalty. But for those making a permanent move, the UAE Green Visa is the 2026 gold standard. This is a 5-year residency permit that removes the need for a local employer or sponsor. To qualify as a freelancer in 2026, you must show a bachelor's degree and an annual income from self-employment of at least 360,000 dirhams, roughly $98,000 USD, for the previous 2 years. While the landing cost, including your freelance permit, medical tests, and Emirates ID, will run you between $3,500 and $5,000 for the first year, the ROI is astronomical. In a world where Western governments are aggressively raising taxes to manage national debts, the UAE remains a bastion of zero personal income tax. But here is the deep angle. 2026 marks a regulatory shift. The UAE has introduced a modest 9% corporate tax for large businesses, but for the individual freelancer making under $100,000, the shield remains. You get 5 years of stability, the right to sponsor your entire family, and access to a healthcare and education system that rivals any in Europe or North American. In 2026, the UAE isn't just an exit, it's a financial fortress. It's the place where Americans go to stop paying for their government's mistakes and start paying for their own future. Number 2. The Philippines. For many Americans, the biggest barrier to moving abroad isn't the distance, it's the culture shock. This is where the Philippines holds its undisputed crown. In 2026, it remains the most culturally seamless transition in Asia. With English as an official language, a legal system based on American models, and a population that deeply understands Western sensibilities, the Philippines isn't just a destination, it's a home away from home. The cornerstone of residency here has long been the SRRV, or the Special Resident Retirees Visa. But don't let the name fool you. As of early 2026, the Philippines has significantly lowered the barrier to entry. If you are a former member of the US military with a lifetime pension, you can qualify for the SRRV expanded courtesy at just 40 years old. With a one-time deposit of only $1,500, you gain indefinite residency, multiple entry privileges, and exemption from the dreaded annual report required for other visas. For non-military Americans between 40 and 49, the door is still wide open. By placing a $50,000 deposit in a local bank, funds that can later be used to purchase a condominium unit, you secure a permanent foothold in the country. But the real disruptor of 2026 is the Philippine Digital Nomad Visa, DNV. Launched under Executive Order 86, this visa is specifically designed for the younger American professional. For a modest application fee and proof of a $24,000 annual income from foreign sources, you can live and work anywhere in the archipelago for an initial 12 months, renewable for another year. It bypasses the large deposits of the SRRV, offering a plug-and-play lifestyle for those who aren't ready to retire, but are ready to leave the US rat race. Why choose the Philippines over its neighbors? Because here, your US dollar doesn't just go further, it buys you a lifestyle that is practically identical to the West, but at a 65% discount. In districts like BGC or Makati, you have access to JCI-accredited hospitals, familiar retail brands, and a community of over 300,000 Americans. In 2026, the Philippines has positioned itself as the safe harbor of Asia. It's the place where you keep your American career, your American comforts, but leave the American cost of living behind. Number 1, Indonesia. Taking the top spot in 2026 is Indonesia. Over the last 2 years, the Emerald of the Equator has undergone a radical transformation, moving from a destination of visa on arrivals to becoming the ultimate easy residency capital of the world. Through a series of aggressive digital reforms, Indonesia has removed almost every traditional barrier for Americans, creating a system where you can manage your entire legal life from the palm of your hand. The real game changer in 2026 is the E33G Remote Worker Visa. Formerly a pilot program, it is now a permanent pillar of the Indonesian immigration system. For Americans, this is the golden ticket. It allows you to live and work anywhere in Indonesia, from the surf breaks of Uluwatu to the tech hubs of Jakarta, for 1 year, renewable for another. The requirements: simply show an annual income of at least $60,000 from a company based outside Indonesia and a bank balance of $2,000. No local sponsor, no complex shell company paperwork, just a pure legal path to a 2026 nomad lifestyle. But for those looking for a decade of certainty, there is the second home visa. In 2026, this program targets high-net-worth individuals and retirees who want to park their capital in a booming market. By placing a deposit of 2 billion Indonesian rupiah, roughly $130,000, in a state-owned bank, or by purchasing luxury real estate of equal value, you are granted a 5 to 10-year residency. These funds aren't a fee. They are your personal capital, serving as a financial anchor in one of the world's most resilient emerging economies. And then there is the prestige tier, the Indonesian Golden Visa. Launched as a premium route for investors and global figures, the Golden Visa, type E28, offers a 10-year residency for an investment of $700,000 in government bonds or public shares. In 2026, the biggest draw of the Golden Visa is what it doesn't require. There is no physical presence requirement. You can hold your residency, maintain your Indonesian bank accounts, and travel the world, knowing your plan B is always waiting for you. With a streamlined e-visa system that processes applications in as little as 48 hours, Indonesia has proven that easy residency doesn't mean low standard. They are betting that by making it easy to stay, they will attract the capital, the talent, and the residents who will define the next decade of Asian growth. In 2026, Indonesia isn't just an island escape. It is the world's most accessible sanctuary for the modern American. The world of 2026 is no longer defined by where you were born, but by where you are treated best. We are witnessing a historic shift, the Great Wealth Migration. The borders that once felt like solid, impenetrable walls are now becoming bridges for those with the right skills, the right mindset, or simply the right Plan B. For the modern American, Asia is no longer just a collection of vacation spots or distant trade partners. It has become a sanctuary. Whether it's the tax-free fortress of Dubai, the high-tech efficiency of Taiwan, or the culturally seamless shores of the Philippines, the East is offering a quality of life that the West is struggling to maintain. In these 8 nations, your dollar doesn't just go further. It buys you time, it buys you safety, and most importantly, it buys you freedom. The question is no longer why leave. The question in 2026 is why stay. When the world is this open and the residency paths are this clear, the only thing standing between you and a new life is a single decision. The East is calling, And for those ready to listen, the future is looking very bright. But we want to hear from you. We are tracking the 2026 exit trends, and your input is the raw data we need. If you had to pack your bags and leave the US tomorrow, which of these 8 countries would be your first choice for a plan B? Is it the high-speed life in Korea or the island pace of Indonesia? Drop your choice in the comments below. Let's see which destination is winning the 2026 migration. This is just the beginning. In our next deep dive, we are breaking down the hidden costs of these moves, from local taxes to the price of a luxury villa in 2026. To make sure you don't miss that data and to stay ahead of the global curve, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't just watch the news. Deep dive into the story of your future. I'm Global Pulse, and I'll see you in the next one.